Welcome back to the Author's Corner. I have my good friend, author Tamyra Griffin here. I'm not even gonna get into the semantics of how we've been friends a long time, but trying to get this interview. God saw this way to this interview, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I'm very happy to have my friend here. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How about yourself? And thanks for having me.
I can't complain. Thank you for being a part of the Author's Corner. Like I say, God intervened. We like to say so many when you have technical glitches, and I don't mind talking about the technical glitches. We have so much stuff going on. Yeah, God saw a way to this interview, so I'm very happy. But Miss
Me
Griffin
too.
is an author, exactly. Well, Miss Griffin is an author. She's publisher. She does a whole lot within the author, and she's been doing this for years. So, but I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let her. I'm gonna let her uh talk about herself here in a minute. So first, let's talk about your books. Um,
Okay.
and we're gonna go back in time for just a second. How
Oh
old were you
boy.
when
Okay.
you first discovered you wanted to be a writer, and how did that lead to your first book?
I actually discovered I wanted to be a writer in high school. Super duper nerd, not ashamed to say that. And of course, I was an avid reader. I started out reading like the Sweet Valley High series. Some of the girlies my age know about that. And I graduated from Sweet Valley High to reading Omar Tyree and other people. And I just became an avid reader, and I loved it so much. I'm like, you know what, I could do this. So, I started kind of playing with the pen, poetry first, then short stories and everything. But then I found out later on down the line after I was talking to my mom about it, my mom actually wrote poetry. So I guess she kind of like planted the seed a little bit. But yeah, all the way back from in high school. I ain't gonna say what year that was because that was I'm giving myself away. But yes, I've known from way back then I wanted to be a writer, but it definitely took a lot of time for me to work up the confidence to say, okay, let's graduate from poetry and little short stories to actually trying to write a book.
And where did that courage come from to say, you know what, I want to write a book? Where did that come from?
I just kept having this nagging thing about like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So, and when I tell you, I swear, I probably started maybe a story 80 times and then I would stop or I would get distracted by something else, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. Like, these people are professional. And so it took probably I probably started wanting to write in about ninth grade, and then I want to say my second year of college. That's when I was like, you know what, we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this. And that's when I tried my first hand, and it just kept like I had a book that I typed that was like 300 and something pages. And I still wasn't done with the book because I just kept going, kept going, kept going, kept going. And I'm like, okay. Then finally I'm like, well, when am I supposed to stop it? This is too long. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to revamp some things. And then it's like, I'll come back to that later. So it was, it was a slow start because I kept doubting myself and getting distracted by adult stuff, and then I stopped for a minute. But probably about I want to say about 2012 is when I said, you know what, do or die, I'm gonna be an author.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So let's fast forward a little bit into your first book deal. How
Hmm.
did you get your first book deal?
So of course, I didn't know how to go about getting a book deal, being able to, get published or whatever the case may be. But, I was following a lot of different authors and everything. So I did see um, Marcus Lewis, I believe he's an author, Marcus Lewis. He needed an editor. So, like I said, always been a nerd, took college writing, things of that such nature. So I inquired about that. So once I inquired about that and he got back to me and everything, next thing I know, I was, introduced to the late Shamik Spate, and I had to submit a sample writing. and to to make sure he knew I knew what I was doing. So I got hired as the editor for formerly True Glory Publications, and then probably a few days later, he says, "This book, what you sent me, is really good. Like, are you interested in becoming a author?" And I'm like, "Hell's yeah! That's what I want." So he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna send you a contract. We'll give it a whirl." And that's when I had my first 10-book contract with True Glory Publications, and I think that was 2015. And then I ended up dropping my first book in 2016.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And what was the name of that book?
That is the point of it all. That's still to this day my baby, my most popular book, and I still smile and get all warm and fuzzy about it because that was like lightning in a bottle. Because I went from doubting myself, because the point of it all sat in my laptop unfinished for probably about 3-4 years
Hmm.
before I decided to revisit it, because I sent him
Right.
that sample of that book, and he's like, "Wow, like yeah, like do you want to write?" So yeah, and that book, for that to be my first book out of the starting gate, for it to hit the bestseller list and become as popular as it did, was crazy. It was more than anything I could have asked for. Which, it was so popular, it became a 5-book series. So I was
Wow.
very happy and blessed about that.
So now fast forward, you
Mhm.
become, I mean, you have definitely blown up. So when do we meet? We met, ooh,
Oh, wow, a few years ago.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I think it was a few years ago.
yeah,
Maybe
'cause you
about,
just became a best-selling author. You still, I mean, you were deep in the game when I met you. So,
yeah, yeah.
so you kind of grew
Oh
up
my
from there.
goodness. Hmm.
Say it again. Oh, go ahead. I'm
I said,
sorry.
no, I was just saying, oh my goodness. I was like trying to think, like pinpoint my times, but I think it's been about 4 or 5 years, maybe more.
Right. Because like, so
Hmm.
you was already deep in the game. So basically, and I was just really starting out for real. So basically,
Hmm.
so you blown up a little bit. You became best-selling author, and you decided to expand. You started publishing. So what else have you? So what else did you? I guess what did you expand into is what I'm asking.
Okay, so after being just the primary editor for True Glory Publications, once I left them, I became a freelance editor. And then, because I had already ghostwritten a few books, I
Mm.
started ghostwriting.
Right.
So I've ghostwritten for a few of people's favorite authors, and then, of course, I partnered up with Nikki Giovante, another friend of yours,
Oh, I
my
love
sissy
her.
bear, as
Yeah.
I call her. Yeah, and we started Pen Sisters Publications, where we started publishing, and we had a couple of authors and everything. So, right now, I'm more so doing the editing format, and of course writing books, and just basically took a little bit of a step back from publishing, to revamp and focus on, I'm trying to rebrand. So that's my thing. But yes, I wear a few hats: editor, formatter, mentor, ghostwriter, and of course author.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So speaking of that, how many books do you have now to date?
uh um I lost count. I believe I am up to 41 that are titles that I released in my name. If I added the ghostwritten titles, probably up to about 60 books.
So basically, you have about basically 41 children and several stepchildren out there. I understand that.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely. I
I'm not
definitely
gonna make
do.
you go into all of the children, but what are some of your favorites?
Definitely the point of it all is one of my favorite books. One of my more recent books is called Delicious, which is a BBW romance. That's absolutely one of my favorites, being as though I'm a BBW myself, and the different things that are faced with, that we're faced with. So that's one of my favorite stories. Another one of my stories that is my favorite is Unpretty. That's another one of my favorites. And Only Death Can Keep Me From Him. That's another one of my favorite books.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I'm gonna switch gears for just a second. This is something I would like to ask all of my authors, especially for the young readers out there, for the young authors out there. What is your process as far as writing?
It's a whole mess. Well, um, and as I'm quite sure because you're an author too, you just get things that pop into your head
Wait,
and
wait, but
then they
before,
don't
before,
leave.
before, 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 before I have you do this, I need to ask you a
Hmm.
question because I'm finding this out even among my best-selling authors. Are
Hmm.
you a planner or are you a pantser? You don't have to answer, but
Mm.
I'm just asking.
I'll probably have to do it. I probably had to say a little bit of both.
Go ahead, go ahead. Perfect, perfect.
Yeah, I probably had to say a little bit of both.
And explain, please.
Yeah, but
Explain. No, good, I'm sorry.
my process, well, one thing because I used to carry a little notepad and a pen in my pocketbook wherever I went. But then I'm like, okay, that's a little bit old fashioned. And sometimes so I have Microsoft Word downloaded on my phone so that way wherever I am, I can, jot down notes or something like that. And then sometimes, like I said, they come in different. I'll get a storyline and I don't know what I'm going doing with it, but then I'll get like another part of it out of nowhere. So once I get a lock and my thoughts are all together, I handwrite my outline. Like what, the different thoughts that I had put together that I do want to be in the book, I jot those down. Then I go through those and then I handwrite my outline. And once I have my outline handwritten, most of the time I type it into my computer and then, I'll have it up on the screen while I'm working on the book and, doing that. And, but yeah, I'm a big scribbler, definitely a big scribbler, like to handwrite first because for me, I don't know. And some authors are like it like that and some aren't. But yeah, I definitely it's nothing like putting that pen to the paper, even though we have all these electronics and stuff at our disposal. But yes, I like to write it down. I write down everything, no matter what order it's in. I write it down and then I go back and then I'll put the puzzle together. And then once I have that puzzle put together, that's when I start writing.
And see, me, I keep notebooks, so I understand. I still have notebooks to this day. I got
When
two or
I
three
was
computers in my
moving,
office. Oh, yeah.
oh my goodness, when I was moving recently, I found a small box with a whole bunch of my notepads. And I'm just like
Mm.
flipping through and I'm like, I wrote like what? Like, oh my goodness, when did I write this? I used to be supposed to be at work on the clock. I hope none of my former employees are watching. I used to be at work on the clock. Like I'm supposed to be doing work, but I'm handwriting the story. And then I'm putting it in my computer when I get home. But yeah, oh yes. I had so many notebooks. I have so many I haven't read through them all yet. Have not even scratched the surface of it. I said, boy, no wonder I got carpal tunnel a little bit. That was
Right,
a lot of
right.
writing.
I love that. I love that. So, with your process down, um, my next question is, oh, I lost my train. Give me one second. This all gets edited out. Lost my train of
I
thought there
know.
for a second. 'Cause I'm getting in your process. 'Cause I'm thinking, yeah, this is all me too. So, so it's
Wow.
like, man, I got stuff I probably need to check my closet for.
Mm.
So, so any any book you haven't any book you haven't gotten to yet that you really want to get to?
There is a book I saw a cover for it, and actually I gotta say it's two. I'm so bad sometimes. I really am. So I saw this one book cover that Tina Shivers, shout out to her. She's my graphic
Mm.
designer. She had a pre-made cover and it was black and white, but it was just like, oh my God, this book cover is fire. And I bought it, and the cover of it was oral. And now, if you read my books, they're urban romance. There's some steaminess in my books. So, of course, I was drawn to that cover. But then it's like I started the story, And I'm like, yeah, I don't like the way this is going. And I started to delete it, but I didn't delete it. I said, let me leave it here. I'll come back later and see what else comes to mind. And I ain't been back to that thing yet. I went and I read what I wrote and I started, you started getting some sparks flying, but then it was just like a fizzle. Like they fizzled out. And that is definitely a book I really want to get to. And like I said, when I tell you the cover is like awesome. It reminds you it's like it should be in like a music video or something like that. And it's simple. So that's what made me get it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna work on this. And then there's another book that I started called Honey. And I forget what the subtitle is, but it's about the sweetest thing. It's a revenge book. It's like, yeah, it's like some crazy chick. But I just
I like
couldn't
those
like I
books.
started. Yeah, I like I and it's crazy. I got like 4 chapters into the book, and I'm like, no, no, no. Let's revamp it. Yeah, let's do something else. And those are 2 books that are still sitting on my hard drive right now. That they're not they're out of sight, but they're not out of mind. But I have other stuff that entered into my head that I started working on and everything. And I want to revisit them, but I don't want to revisit them until I'm absolutely sure of my storyline. Because readers they be knowing. They know, like, oh yeah, she just threw this together. She don't, yeah, they can read, especially if they follow you and they read your stuff, they can tell. So I just, like I want to make sure that I'm going to, do justice to it because I don't like putting out anything that's trash, of course. But yeah, those are the 2 books I definitely need to go back and work on because I think they're going to be awesome. But right now, the awesomeness is not at its level of awesomeness.
Well, I'm just gonna say this. Speaking of, our readers are wonderful, but also our readers are
Absolutely.
very perceptive, and they are highly truthful.
Yes, they are. Oh,
They
yes.
they
They.
don't if they don't like a
Mm-mm.
certain character, they don't like a certain way a book is going. If just one, they will tell you. They're the
Mm-hmm.
ones that keeps us honest. 100%.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And when I tell you some of them are just like I'd be like, thank you for your support, but I gotta think I'm wondering about your mental state. When the point of it all first came out, and at the end of the book, the main character is dead. So, I made you fall in love with this character and now he's gone. When I tell you I got inboxes saying
Mm,
that, oh, I should stab you. How you gonna kill off so and so? Like, what is wrong with you? And I don't know if I want to read any more of your. I'm like, it's a
yes,
character,
and
and
the
I'm
hate
like,
is real.
can you wait until part 2 come out before you decide to start threatening me and inboxing me craziness? Thank you.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh
they
man.
do not play. They do not
And I'm
play.
telling you, it's like, and you don't, and you feel a certain type of way, and then like, well, let's let me go ahead and write the next book, and hopefully I can kind of calm them down a little bit.
Yeah, but it's like even sometimes that don't work. And again, absolutely love your readers, absolutely. But a lot of times they don't understand it's a process. Like if we want to keep you as our reader, we need to do things at our pace so we giving you quality. And my favorite thing, but the my lead one of my least favorite things is when you just drop a book and then somebody comments or inboxes you, when is part 2 coming out? Can part 1 be out for 48 hours first? It's not
I've
ready
had,
yet.
the problem with that is, I've known this among my readers and other people's readers. They'll take the book home and they'll read it in the night. They won't even sleep. They'll go work tired. They didn't even read your
And
book.
that's
It's like,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. If I get into a book and I don't care if I'm tired. I can't put it down. I just keep
Mhm.
reading. And like me, I mean, I don't have time to do it like I used to, but when I was just more of an avid reader than in the actual book game, I could read
Mhm.
3 books in a 24-hour period.
Mm.
I like when I tell you I zip through a book, like one, especially if it's good and it's not me skimming, I'm reading the book. I read super fast. And so
Exactly.
it's like if you get something and you into it, You don't want to put it down.
Let me ask this question of a fellow editor.
Hmm.
When
Hmm.
you're when you edit a book and you get into the story, sometimes reading the story first takes a back seat to the actual work. Do you have that
Yeah.
problem sometimes? Because sometimes it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is getting kind of interesting. Hold on, let me. I always let my
I
clients know that I'm into the book. It's like, give me a minute. I'm actually into this right now. Give me a second.
Yeah, I have had that issue. Like, like of course you're reading as you're going along, and of course you know how it is when you're an editor, you're picking out as you're reading the story. Whether you're editing it or you're reading it just for your entertainment, you're picking out this, that, and the other as you go along. But yes, I have had instances where I was editing the book and I got so into the story, I'm busy reading the story and going through the pages, and then I'm like, oh, that's right, I'm supposed to be correcting this. Let me go back. I definitely have had instances. I'm like, oh shoot, yeah, oh, right. I'm editor. I'm editor right now. I'm editor
Right?
right now. Yeah, yeah, I definitely have had that. I really
Sometimes
have.
forget. I just recently had that happen, and it
Hmm.
happens to me all the time. But this one person's story is like it was just that good to where let me finish
Hmm.
reading this. I'm not going to be able to edit this until I actually finish reading it first.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I have definitely had that, and you gotta backtrack. Like you definitely have to backtrack because it's like you said, you get lost. You're in it. The flow is good. That author did their thing on it, and it's like, oh, right. Yeah, you forget. Because I'm a sucker for a good story. If it's good and it's gonna capture my attention like that, I will get so lost in a book, it's not even funny. But yeah, then I'm like, oh yeah, you working, girl. Go back.
So my next question is: have you had any drawbacks as an author?
um, I mean, I absolutely love being an author. I love all the readers and everything. I mean, there has been, and of course, you being in the business, you come across people you try to do business with, and they're not handling it properly. And I mean, when I first started out, and this person I will mention their name because I always warn new authors about it. Because a lot of times I get new authors that reach out to me, ask me questions or whatever the case may be. When I first started out, after The Point of It All came out, I came across Mr. Myron Grace,
Mm.
and he offered me this spectacular package for a promotional video and marketing and this, that, and the other and everything, and gave me a dollar amount. We never signed a contract or anything, but I'm like, okay, yeah, we can do this. So I let him know. I said, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll do this. And I said to him, I said, I need to wait a couple of weeks before I start your services, make sure my money's right, this, that, and the other. So he's like, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do your promo video. You can, let me know how you like it. And, then you can do your payment and then we'll take it from there. So I gave him half of the money he was requesting for his services.
Right.
Excuse me. And of course, I'm starting out in the game. So I'm seeing my very first promo video. My pictures are up on it and I'm sued. I'm just like, oh my God, yes. The most extravagant thing about the video after I showed it to a couple of people was his logo and everything at the end of it. And I said, I'm paying what for what? Because then it was, oh yeah, I can put you on the radio show, but you got to pay for this. You got to pay for your guests. So basically, I was supposed to have been covering all of my own expenses, but it was supposed to have been split 60-40 in his favor. And it was all of these different things that was supposed to have been told to me. And at the time I asked my publisher, have you heard of this guy? And he's like, no, I never heard of this guy. So I Googled him, and I'm like, oh. And then once I Googled him, I started seeing about him on Facebook, and I'm like, I done fell for the okie doke. When I
Mm.
tell you I was being harassed wee hours of the morning, not just by him, his girlfriend. Then he turned around and posted a video about me on YouTube talking about I don't pay for my services and everything. because I let him know after I found out more information about him. I don't want your services. You go ahead, you can keep the money that I sent you, but I'm done with the services. But oh, yeah, after I discontinued that, I was being totally harassed. I even had to go as far as filing a complaint with the Attorney General of Ohio. And that was
I
the
mean,
only
but
way that things
why the
stopped.
further harassment? I don't understand that.
Because he wanted all of the money. He wanted the whole entire sum of the services that he was supposed to
You
have
never
been
did.
providing me.
Mhm.
Exactly. He never provided the other services. I got the promotional video, and being as though you did do the promo video, even though it was trash, I said, go ahead and keep the money. Don't want the rest of your services. Thank you so much. But I still kept being harassed. And like I said, I had to go through all of this harassment, had to file, the complaint with the attorney general and everything. And the situation had me so stressed out. I couldn't even enjoy the success I was having off of the point of it all. And
Well,
I'm like, if this is the type of stuff that I have to deal with, I don't want to be in this game. I don't want to be in this game. So I did tell my publisher I was going to quit. I was telling other people that I had become friends with, I'm not doing this no more. I was about to walk away from writing, period, after
right.
that situation because it big drawback. And then of course when when I saw he put a video up of me on YouTube, I was like all depressed and everything else. And I'm like, yeah, if this is what comes with being able to realize my dream, I don't know if I want this dream. But I rebounded from that, and that was like the biggest thing for me that literally almost made me walk away. And then it's like after that, of course, I've ran into other situations, one very recently and ongoing. But I said to myself, this is my passion. This is what I love. I'm not going
Don't
to
let
let
every,
somebody take it away from me.
don't say you
I'm not
don't
going to
ever
do
let
it.
anybody steal you from your passion.
Oh no. Yep. And like I said, that was a definite big learning situation for me because like I said, I was about to let all of that walk away. But then I'm like, when it comes with any type of industry, especially when you're, a public figure, as they like to call it, you're going to have people that are going to come at you to offer their services. I ain't got no problem with you having your hustle. But if
Right.
we're going to do business, I'm expecting for you to do unto me I do unto
Actually,
you. I stand on my
I
business
want to
honestly.
follow up with that. So, how has that experience make you a better author, well, I guess, professional literary world in general?
Well, it definitely made me more aware because, of course, once I had that situation happen and I talked to other authors who let me know that he attempted to do that, it just made me, of course, I look into whoever I decide I'm going to do business with. I need to check out your page. I need to, make sure that you're actually on the up and up. I'm looking to see if you got any complaints. I'm seeing if you're credible because people will come at you from every angle. Like I remember I paid one girl for promoting. I ain't seen not one thing. And then she
Damn.
gonna tell me, she gonna tell me, yes, I have. I've been marketing. How you been marketing? And I'm friends with you on Facebook, and you're telling me you're marketing in these book groups, and I'm part of these book groups. I don't see any marketing. I
You're not
paid you
getting
up front for
tagged
your
in
time.
anything and none of that. Wow.
I can get tagged in that ad. And if I'm part of those book groups and you're marketing in those groups, I'm going to see what you're marketing in those groups. Like I should be, even if I miss it at the time that you do it, if I go onto that book group page, I should be able to scroll through and see where you marketed my books. So
Now,
it's like being as though, of course, somebody said, oh, yeah, she does good work, blah, 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 blah. That's another thing. Never trust anybody else's research but your own. Appreciate it. I'm going to use it. And if it's good, I'm absolutely going to use it. And I'm going to thank you again for it because, yes, it was legit. They assisted me for whatever it is I needed them to do. I got my money's worth. So, yeah, I definitely, even if somebody refers me to somebody for a service or whatever, yeah, I'm going to do my own research. Thank you so much for the heads up for pointing me in the right direction. But being as though I done had a couple of people get over on me, I got to look into it. This
mhm.
particular situation that I have ongoing now, this is a person very well respected in the literary world. And I'm thinking, I can't go wrong working with this person. Scamming me bigger and more for more money than the very first incident that made me want to step away from this industry. And it's like, other people I've talked to about the situation that are involved. Oh, well, this so and so, and she's big and blah blah. I wouldn't
Okay,
give
and
a damn if she was Goliath.
right.
If you took a substantial amount of money away from me and we have a contract and you're supposed to deliver, you are going to deliver. And if you're not going to deliver, I'm not just going to bow out and walk away because of who you are. I either want my
Mhm.
money back or I want the services that you were supposed to give me. And if you're not, then we have a problem.
Especially
I'm
if you're
not
supposed
into
to be
all
so
the
big, right?
yeah,
You-
like how
you-
are you supposed to be you're this big New York Times, you're a person that influenced and encouraged me, to want to pick up a pen. And I'm so looking up to you. And then you turn around and you doing some janky low key bargain basement publisher type stuff. Like that's
mhm.
not cool. And it doesn't matter if you're more advanced or further along in this game and you're more respected. Bad business is bad business, regardless of where it's coming from.
So true.
So, and it's like that caught me slipping because I expected more from this person, a person that I trust and I've done business with and that stood on their business, made the introduction. So I'm like, I'm going to go for it. This is one of the people I look up to. Or still gotta do your research. Don't matter how that taught me right there. You ain't do your research because this is this person, and this person is Lordy P. I tell you, my blood pressure be up. But I'm not with all of the unnecessary drama and the social media warring and all of that. I don't get into all of that. We've been friends for a while. We on Facebook. I don't get all into the back and forth of all of that foolishness and stuff. But what I will do though, especially when I see that you try and take advantage of other people, oh, I'm gonna put them on alert. That's what
You
I'm
gonna
going to
call it
do.
out, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going to do because I don't want you doing to other people what you're doing to me, especially a new author. They're already unsure of themselves, second and third and fourth guessing, and all of that other stuff like that can destroy a person's confidence and make them walk away if you don't know better. So if you're doing stuff like that and you're supposed to be an author and have a passion and a love for your craft, you should not be wanting to do people like that. So,
No.
like that there, like I said, I do fully plan on putting people on notice. I'm just waiting for the time and everything. But yeah, especially if you're doing what you're doing and then you're still grabbing, gimme, 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 gimme. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm offering this service, I'm offering that service, all of this other stuff, knowing good and darn well you janky McJankerson. Come on.
Right.
Like, no, we not gonna do that.
Well,
Yeah.
see that, and see, I'm gonna make a quick point on that as well, because you and I are about a million author groups together. We are. I see you, you see me, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to lie when you say you're marketing somebody, and there's a million Facebook groups, and you're not getting tagged, like you said, not getting tagged in anything. You don't see anyone posting. You don't see well. Where are you tagging? Because if you're just tagging on your own page, you're not really marketing anything.
Exactly. Because it's only going to your friends, whoever's seeing your stuff on
Right.
your personal page. Like, where they do that at?
It's crazy.
It really is. It really is.
So so now we got past all of that. Because like I said, that is crazy. Like I say, and you feel free to call out anybody you need to call out because like I say, it's wrong and we got too many young authors, young hungry authors out here.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you have those people not just coming after somebody like myself that's been in the game for a minute, but maybe not on your level, but to come after a person that is just trying to get their foot wet. Oh my goodness, being that is a sore spot for me because it happened to me when I first came out. I just don't like, whether it's the book industry or life period, you don't do people any type of way. And that's how I live my every day-to-day life. Nobody you can talk to is going to tell you, oh, Tamyra did this and Tamyra's that type of person. Tamyra's that. No. I was raised right, and I believe in treating other people the way that I want to be. Sometimes they don't deserve it, but at the same time, I got to remain true to who I am and not let other
Mhm.
people take me out of my little comfort zone, my bubble. But they definitely be trying. Definitely try.
Well, I will say this: despite how you've been treated, you are always out helping other authors, no matter what. And I do see that, and I do commend you for that.
Mm.
What keeps
Well,
you?
thank
What
you.
keeps you driving like that?
Because when I first came into the game, I didn't, it was like I've had different occurrences when I first started out. If I reached out to somebody that sent me a friend request because I was now signed to True Glory or I had a book out or whatever, if you're another author and you sending me a friend request, I'm going to accept it. I would love to talk to and get to know my peers. Absolutely. And there was a couple of people I reached out to ask just a simple question. Oh, well, how do I go about going to go set up my paperbacks or, something like that. And when I tell you almost every author that I reached out to originally wouldn't answer my question, but let me know for this particular price, I can mentor you. Or I can refer you to somebody who can mentor you and they're not that expensive
Just
and they
answer
can
simple
tell you blah
questions.
blah blah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So I ran into that a lot when I first started. And then I I was blessed and I always say blessed because I came across these ladies when I first came out, and to this day we are still very 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 close friends. And Lynette King, Miko Covington, Nikki
Hmm.
Giovante, those
Hmm.
are three people that stand out in my mind, especially being as though they were already in the game with books out when I first came. And I was able to ask them questions and they answered them like that. There was none of, oh, well, if you want me to mentor you, it's going to be this price or that price or whatever. And it's not that you want everything for free. You got to spend money to make money sometimes. But if I just have a question and I'm coming into the game and I'm reaching out to you, and it's a small question, why you want to charge me for it? So being as though I ran into that and people were trying to charge me, but I also ran into good women who did not mind sharing their information and dropping gems without trying to charge me to be my mentor. That was done to me. I want to pass the blessing on.
It's
So
funny.
whenever I'm sorry, so
No, no, good.
whenever I do get somebody, that's a newbie and, hey, I know it's a little, awkward, but I just wanted to ask you a question. I'm going to answer your question for you. And I've had new authors come to me and ask me about things or ask for my help and it's something extensive. I'm not going to charge you for it. I'm not selling myself short. It'd be something different. If you want me to edit your book or something like that, oh yeah, you're going to have to run me some coins. But
Mhm.
if you're asking me for information for something that you can complete yourself and you just want to know the ins and out, whether it's something to do with Amazon and your self-publishing or just setting up a page or something on Facebook, I'm going to tell you about it and I'm not going to charge you because I'm paying
No.
it forward. I'm passing the blessing along that I received when I first came in. And I think that especially when you're first coming in, you're not making no money. That's another big, misconception. People think you writing books, you got a whole bunch of money.
Thank you.
When you first come in, you really not making no money. You're a new author. You're trying to build your audience. You're trying to get those sales and the bonuses and all of that stuff. So why would you think that this person is going to have the money to be able to pay you just to answer one question? So no, if you need some information and I have it, I'm going to give it to you. It don't cost nothing or hurt nobody to share information and not
No.
charge for it. So that's why I do it.
It's funny. I often get that a lot too. It's like, can you help me do this or that? How much you charge? I'm not gonna charge you just to. Because sometimes I'll get someone ask me, "Well, can you just help me just simply share my stuff? Share
Mm-hmm,
my stuff. Put in a couple. I'm not gonna share it now. If you just want, now if you want me to just help you promote, yes, but something like that, I don't mind
mm-hmm,
doing that. But the biggest problem I have a lot of times with my show, I have a lot of
mm-hmm.
people that we had an interview yesterday with a lady that asked me, "How much do you charge for your show?" I was like, "I don't charge for my show. This is me promoting other. This is an author promoting other authors. This is what my mission has always been."
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I find out that people actually do charge for podcasts and they do charge for you to be on
Mm-hmm.
their show. And I'm thinking, no, I can't do that. That's never been my mission. I've never thought once,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been doing this since 2008, to never
Mm-hmm.
charge anyone.
I get emails all the time. Oh, or inboxes. Oh, we would love to have you on our show, this, that, and the other. We have affordable price packages. As soon as I see affordable price packages or contact us for more information and cost, I'm I'm coming on your show. Like even though, yeah, I'm getting some publicity or promotion from being on your show. At the end of the day, you benefit too. Why should I be paying you to help
See,
you
it's cross
benefit?
promotion, right?
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
giving you content to put on your stuff, okay? And I'm supposed to pay you and give you the content? The devil is all the lies. No, no.
So no, it's just certain things that you just don't do. Since, since I was first published, one of my missions was I'm going to help other authors as best as I can get where they need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had to do a lot of this stuff by myself. So, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't want anyone else to have to do that again. I'm sure that's what your mission is too. But
Mm-hmm.
this charging
Yeah.
for simple stuff, no. we gotta stop
Yeah, it's
nickel and diamond
crazy.
people.
Yeah, and like I said, I hate that. And it's like, I mean, there's a few things that tick me off, but there's two things that will get me ticked off the quickest. Don't insult my intelligence and don't play with my coins.
Thank
So
you.
therefore, those two things are like a red button. That's like pushing the red button for me. I'm not going to do that to other people because I know how strongly I feel about it. Don't do it. Like it's absolutely like I don't like it. And like you said, you are correct as far as me wanting to do that. I do it as far as when, authors, new authors, or even the author that's been out already and I have information that they don't have, I'm going to share it. But
Hmm.
I used to have a podcast, but it was just audio when I was with True Glory Publication. It was on what was it? Blog Talk Radio.
Blog Talk Radio. Yep, I remember that.
Yeah, and I don't know if well I'll clean it up because I don't know if you allow profanity on your podcast right
Yeah,
now.
you can. Oh no,
But
you
my
can say whatever
podcast,
you want
oh
to.
okay. So my podcast was called Books, Brains, and Bullshit with Tamyra. And I had my girlfriend, co-host, and I had other people, come on, and we would talk about books and other hot topics and things of that such nature. But at that particular point in time, I didn't have as big of a following, as big of a network with authors as I do now. So one thing I do plan on doing is similar to what you're doing, but and of course put my own spin on it. I do plan on starting my podcast soon, hopefully within like the next 2, 3 months. And I plan on doing something. And I would love to have you on once I get situated too.
I would
I
love to go
definitely
on.
want to
Come on.
do my podcast and have different authors come on, talk about different things and, just have a good time talking about things that we love and other things that could contribute to it and whatnot. So I don't know if I'm going to keep the same name, but you know. And then another thing I have, I'm kind of an introvert. I don't like being in front of the camera. I
Mhm.
did like, and I didn't even want to do the podcast the first time because I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm nervous. I sound like the chipmunk over the microphone. And it was just, again, self doubt, all of these different things. I'm like, no, 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 I can't do it, can't do it. But I'm working more on coming out of my shell and being okay with being in front of the camera, networking with more people, because that's the only way I'm going to keep growing. I'm going to keep growing. And then, of course, if I want to give authors the exposure like you do, which is so wonderful, I got to do it. I got to come out my shell. It's part of my plan. So, therefore, I got to do it.
Well,
So,
I'll
I'm
tell you
learning.
what.
So,
You know what? You may be learning, but everything you do in excellence.
thank
I'm
you.
going to. You know what they say? Give people their flowers. I see you all the time. Like you say, you don't get involved in drama. You do what you do. You publish your books. You help other people. I Now me personally, they have to take my word for it if I refer them to you. They better take my word if I refer them to you because you're 100% legit. Man, I'm giving you your flowers right now.
And I appreciate you, and I'm gonna give you your flowers as well because I see you out here doing the thing and hustling and the podcast, and yes, I love it.
Appreciate that.
And not to mention the fact I be loving some of them other posts you be posting about different things because I be like, oh yeah, he hit that on the head. Yeah, so it's wonderful. It's wonderful to have a voice like you out here for all of us to be able to enjoy, learn from, be entertained by. So yes, flowers, hats off to you as well.
I appreciate that. So my next question to you is, how do we get to know you? How can we get to buy your books? Where can we get to know you as an author? How can we communicate with you? What
Mm.
can we do?
Well, the only way you're gonna find me is by looking under a rock. I'm kidding, but but yeah, because like I said, I'm an introvert. But yeah, I mean, I'm on Facebook. My government name, no warrants, Tamyra Griffin. Instagram, author Tamyra Griffin. I'm on TikTok, author Tamyra Griffin. I'm on Threads. I don't even know how to work that, but I'm on there as author Tamyra Griffin. Um, Email author TLG878 at gmail.com. But I'm always on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, so I can be reached at any of those places. My books are on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million, Google Play Books. Is that iBooks? Is that how you say that with the iPhone?
yeah. iBook,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's iBooks. Yeah, I think it is iBooks.
Okay. Yeah. So
Apple
they
book,
got my
no, it's
books
Apple books. It's
there.
Apple books.
Oh, Apple Books. See, I'm not an Apple person. See, Team
Me
Android all
neither.
day. Okay. I
Me.
don't I don't get with the look. I call them iPhonians. I had an iPhone for a year. I got rid of it as soon as I could. I couldn't stand it. Best thing about it was the camera. Take it back. So
But
yeah, but yeah, I'm all over social media. One thing about me is even if I don't know who you are personally as an author or you're not one of my friends or whatever, if somebody inboxes me, whether it's about publishing, editing a book, or even if they just want to ask a question, I answer them. As long as I know it's something credible, because people be inboxing you some weird stuff. But I definitely, anybody that reaches out to me, I'm always responding, always nice. I might not get back to you right away, but I definitely respond. but but yes, my books are all over. You can Google me and find out. I think it's mind blowing to see, you know, France, Canada, India, Dominican Republic, all of these different places that are actually buying I Googled myself the other day and I got books in German. And I said, what? I said, what in the world? I'm seeing this Orphic Nougat or whatever it is. And I'm like, wow.
see, that's what I'm
So
talking
yeah,
about.
I think that you keep that good energy, that good rapport, you stay on the up and up, and the blessings come. And that's what I do.
I love that. I love that. So, my next question: do you have a website or?
I no longer have a website. That's one of the things that I have been looking for lately is somebody that can build me a good one because I tried it myself and there is not enough hours in a day for me to get things the way that I want it. So it's like when I tell you I started it and it's still sitting. But yeah, that's another thing I want to do. I want to, get the website up and running. And unfortunately, I don't have that yet. So working on that very soon. That's one thing I'm definitely lacking.
So, what projects do you have coming up, or do you have any other events coming up or anything?
So, as you probably have seen on Facebook, I am completing my first paranormal thriller called
Mm.
Find My Body. So that'll be out. That'll be out before the end of October. I haven't come up with the actual date yet, but I'm excited about that because paranormal thrillers, all the scary stuff is not my lane. But again, saw the book cover. It spoke to me, and the book is coming along great. So I have that, and I have a tentative release upcoming as part of an anthology series Kiki Swinson presents called The
Mm.
Last One Standing. That's supposed to be out on the 17th. Not sure if that's still coming out, but that's supposed to be upcoming. And I'm gonna give just a teeny weeny bit of a spoiler, and I hope she doesn't kill me for it. But I am in the process of working on a book with Lynette King.
Mm.
So I'm excited about that as well. Very good friend of mine. And she's one of the most talented authors I have ever met. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So doing those things. Of course, like I said, the podcast, I'm working on getting that up and running. And yeah, so those are the few things. Of course, editing, you know, I ain't ghostwriting right now, but I'm definitely doing the editing and the formatting. So, but yeah, that's what's on my plate right now.
I love that. I
And
love
getting
that.
used to country living. I just moved out into the boonies. I'm like
Ooh,
deers in the
how'd
backyard
that
every
come around?
day.
Is it
I'm
quiet?
sorry.
Is it quiet?
It is super quiet. Like I said, I
Mm.
look out my kitchen window and there's a family of deers out there playing. It's almost too quiet, but also at the same time for what I do, the solitude and the peacefulness is nice. Only thing I do hate, I have a fear of any type of bug.
Oh
When I
yeah.
tell you, laptop will go flying. They got some Jurassic Park looking bugs out here. I said, "Oh my goodness." Mm-mm. And then once I
Oh,
see a bug, I can't concentrate on nothing else. Like the other day, I was downstairs and I was writing, and I seen something. Just my bug radar is on point. That's how scared of bugs I am. I can see a little speck, and I'm, is that a bug? I'm inside the living room, sitting in my chair. I'm writing, and I seen a little speck. I said, "What is that?" I got up, and I seen it was a little tiny little spider. But I couldn't get my bug spray. I got like a Ghostbuster backpack of bug spray. That's how I'm serious about it.
right.
Okay, I'm serious about it. I couldn't focus on what I was doing because there was nobody. There was no proof of death of this spider. And I felt like something was crawling on me. That's the only thing I don't like is the bug situation because if I do not see proof of death, that squished dead body that's not moving, I feel
Right.
like something's itching on me and I cannot concentrate until
Can't
I stop.
concentrate,
Like,
can't sleep, can't do anything. Nope.
what? Every little thing, it could be a piece of hair, and I'm, yeah, yeah.
Well, see,
That's the
I,
only downside.
and see, well, I'm the bug killer in my house, so basically, I'm the one with the Ghostbuster backpack thing, and I'm the one hitting stuff, and
uh,
I have to make sure it's dead, or nobody can sleep.
but see, you know what? See, I got the Ghostbuster back because see, you men, y'all brave. Y'all not as terrible when it comes to bugs and stuff. Like, my other half, I'll say something to him like, "Oh my God," like I called him the other day, "Hey, bring the backpack. It's a spider on the wall." And he came and he just like gave it a little squirt, but then next thing you know, he like takes his hand and he's like, and I'm like,
Yep.
like
Unfortunately, me too. I'll do a
he's
shoe
like,
though.
"It's
I'll
dead
take a
though."
shoe. Huh?
Well,
Good.
yeah, but he didn't have a shoe nearby. So after he sprayed it that one time, and he just and then I'm like, "Don't you touch me with that hand. You better go wash." He says, "At least you know it's dead though."
That would be me. That would so be me. If there's no shoe, that would definitely be me.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the only drawback of country living. I gotta get used to this stuff here. Like, but once I get used to it, it's all fine. It's the perfect atmosphere for being able to write. Like I can sit on the porch and in a chair and write and look out at the trees and the
Yes.
deers and stuff like that. So I'm very happy to be in this atmosphere, especially with rebranding and working on more stuff because I'm definitely trying to release more books. I used to release a book every 2 months when I first started. And like now, especially since I'm branching out and doing other things, of course the gap is bigger. So
Right.
definitely want to pump out more books. And that's my focus right now.
Oh, you will most definitely. I was gonna say real quick, yeah, see, I'm sort of out in the sort of out here in the boonies too, where I have my neighbor behind me. He had a huge apartment. He had a huge farmland and stuff. So deer come
Mm,
through his land and come to our backyard and stuff. So I have that type of
mm,
atmosphere too. And right now the weather isn't
mm-hmm.
too hot, too cold. I can sit out back and I do the same thing. So
Yeah, it's awesome. And it's like, of course, living in a condo development and stuff like that and in a more city area, you don't get that luxury.
no,
you sit on the front porch and try to write. Next thing you know, somebody come past, "Excuse me, sis, you got $1?" I'm trying to
exactly.
write. Don't you see me sitting up here trying to earn money?
Right.
Like, go away. Yeah, like,
Oh
come on
no, I
now,
definitely
go
don't.
ahead. And these is people that live around me. It's not, like just people. And it's like, "Excuse me, if you in need or something like that, that's a different story." But I know you the neighborhood drunk. Don't come over here bothering me while I'm trying to walk. Keep it pushing. You
See,
know?
it's a 30-minute walk to get to the nearest drunk. So there's,
Mm-hmm.
see, there's no bus
Um,
that comes this way. So
you and that's where I am too. Like I mean, there's one bus that comes down this way, but to get to it from my house is you're gonna be walking for about maybe a half an hour,
see, that's
45
me.
minutes, maybe.
The nearest bus is about 30 to 45 minutes from where I live. So
Hmm. Yeah, but you know what? Even though I moved into the country, it's not too far for my mama to pop up here on the now.
oh, nothing is too far from mama. Nope, nothing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Not one thing.
Oh no. Mm-mm. Not at all. Mama will find you. And mine
So now,
does all the time.
oh yes, most definitely. Man, mine used to always find me and consent when I always needed help. So it's like, hey, you
Hmm.
need some help over there, don't you? You have to come over here, like. So I'll
She
pretend, yeah, I need some help.
you know what? Few and far between she shows up when I need help. She normally shows up when I'm trying to write.
Oh yes, okay,
When
that's
I'm
when I get the
trying to
phone
write
calls.
or I'm editing, she wants to show up. And then it's like, she'll sit there. I'm like, I'm working, mom. And then she'll be like, oh, I just sit here. Don't mind me. I'll just have a little snack or something. And then she's sitting there. She's like,
I'm
oh, you know
ready.
what I forget to tell you? And I'm like, Mom, are you serious? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then 2 minutes have passed. Okay, let me just say this one thing. Lady. She hates it when I call her lady. I'm like, lady. Yeah. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm loving the country living, loving being in a healthy, happy relationship and loving moving on and getting more things accomplished and more books released.
Life is good when everything's all in alignment. That is very beautiful. I like
It
that.
is. It is. Yes. That's why, like I said, I'm still blessed. Back pains and everything, still blessed. I am very happy right now. So it's an awesome thing.
So I
And I'm
love
happy
that.
you're happy.
I'm definitely happy. Oh yes.
That's good.
So right now, so this is I'm loving this, loving this. All right. So we're at the part of the show now. I always give my authors the final word, which you've been giving me final words all day. I'm loving this. Where you give shout outs, wisdom, anything you want to say, the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I definitely got to give a shout out, like I said, to my girlies, Nikki Giovante, Lynette King, my awesome graphic designer, Tina Shivers. She's actually working on a little spooky something for this book that I got coming out, and I can't wait to see this and share it with everybody. Um, who else I want to give a shout out? I mean, I got Miko Covington, that's my girl. I gotta give a shout out to Urban Ain't Dead. I actually did an anthology project. It's called Love on Lockdown with them. And even though I'm not signed with anyone, I did that with their publishing company, and they still repeatedly always show love, share my solo stuff. They're awesome. Appreciate them. Appreciate you. So shout out to you as well. I absolutely love it. Oh, I forgot to mention, I do have books in this year's Bray event.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, so November, I think it's the 5th, I believe it is. I can't remember the date, but I am offering my free books for all 5 days of the event. So, shout out to author A. A. Lewis for that opportunity. So, that's awesome. I look forward to that. Excuse me. And like I said, Find My Body will be coming out very soon. Keep an eye out for the podcast because like I said, I am trying to work on that very, very soon. I'm super excited about doing that and why I have the nerve because see I can't be in front of the camera all the time like you do. You good. You good. I'm I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. Definitely trying to be like you when I grow up because yeah, it's a struggle for me. So, and I so appreciate you. And I definitely gotta give a shout out to all my readers. Absolutely love them because see, I don't be marketing the way I'm supposed to, but they still get my books. They still reading them. So I definitely appreciate the readers. Much love and appreciation to all of them. Oh, it's two people. That's it. Tanisha Adams and Jazz, I think her name is McElry, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Two ladies that I've been involved in the recent anthology with that have been awesome recently. So gotta give them a shout out as well. I think that's it. If I forget anybody, I'm sorry.